Mathematics 2, Chapter Integration. Tutorial question 37a. When is the rate of production greatest? What is your rate production? Rate production is basically your RT. So when you will have the maximum value of RT, correct, you use a differentiation technique where you find the stationary point. How to find the stationary point is basically you differentiate your R. Since the first term of R is a fraction, how to differentiate a fractional function? You use a quotient rule, correct? So let's do the quotient rule differentiation. V U prime minus U V prime divided by V squared. Don't forget, plus 3 if you differentiate become 0. Correct. So your stationary point, if you want to find it, you make your derivative equals to 0. Now, let's try to simplify your numerator. You will got 120t squared plus 120 minus 240t squared equals to 0. So in the case of here, you can simplify. You will got 120t squared, which is a negative 120t squared, plus 120 equals to 0. You will got t equals to 1 and t equals to negative 1. But bear in mind, your t only valid from 0 to 20. Hence, you reject the negative value. Do you need to identify either its maximum or minimum? No, since the accepted value of t is only 1, definitely is going to be the greatest value. The greatest value will happen at t equals to 1, hence evaluate accordingly to find the maximum rate of production. Now, I leave it to you to calculate. Let's try to do B. How many barrels of oil will be fuel produced in the first t years if Q0 equals to 0? And then how many barrels will produce in the first 5 years? Now, what is your QT? QT is oil production. What about RT? RT is rate of oil production. You can see the relationship, rate of. Now, RT is basically the derivative of QT, correct? So, if you want to find QT, you just simply need to integrate the derivative, which is you integrate the RT with respect to T. Okay, so now copy back. What is your RT just now? Correct, it's given in the question, which is 120t over t squared plus 1. And don't forget, plus 3. You need to integrate this expression to produce a function Q. Now, how to integrate this one? Notice or not? T squared, T. Yes, you can recognize it. Yes, by using a recognition method. Let me put the formula of recognition method, which is under quotient rule. If you integrate f prime x over fx dx, you will produce an answer of ln fx. This is the formula. Notice or not, if let's say your t squared plus 1 is your fx, what will be the f prime of that? Yes, 2t. So you know, if you want to integrate 2t over t squared plus 1, which satisfies the formula of recognition, the answer will be ln fx. Now, however, look into the question. The original integration is 120, not 2. So what you need to do, you have to multiply by 60, because 60 times 2 will become 120. If you make changes in your left hand side, you also need to make changes in your right hand side. So I need to multiply 60 as well. Now don't forget, what is your fx just now? I'm going to put in my fx. My fx is my denominator value, t squared plus 1. Now, I have complete the integration of my first term. Remember, to integrate 3 is just simply, yes, additional t will be there, will become plus 3t. Don't forget, since it's the finite integral, you have to put plus c at the end. Now, they tell you When t equals to 0, your q equals to 0. So substitute the value inside this expression of qt for you to find the arbitrary constant. So 0 equivalents to 60 ln 0 square is 0 plus with 1 is ln 1 plus 30 plus c. At the end of the day, you will got c equivalents to 0. So the complete function of qt is just simply 60 ln t square plus 1 plus 3t. Now go back to the previous question. They ask you the next question. How many barrels will be produced in the first 5 years? Meaning you evaluate your t equals to 5. What will happen to your q? Yes, correct. Calculate accordingly. You will got approximately 210 barrel production of oil. That's all for question 37.